Welcome to the One Sold Out Minecraft Post Show. We're here
You're
to talk
welcome.
about the show with the post.
Hey!
Is it postal office
Thank you,
now?
Nigel. I felt very barren before you said it.
I got you, man.
But yeah, we got some of the crew here. The post show is just gonna be whoever makes it. I think just to start off, yeah, Soul, you're here.
Soul?
I'm here, yes. I'm here because I threw my fucking stylus at my drawing tablet and things happened.
Yeah, and you can talk about the portraits or whichever portraits you want to talk about and all that. This is your opening segment.
Oh, this is my opening segment? Well, it was lovely working on the portraits for this, really. I was very happy when you brought me on board. You're welcome. Indeed, yeah, I believe the stories, quote, referred me to you, and then you were like, fuck it, may as well.
One soul down. Confused soul.
I mean, yeah, it is pretty appropriate. I'm always down in this one.
I mean, technically we interacted for a project I was going to do before, but that fell apart completely. At least I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, otherwise we only had
that was like our only interaction prior to the One Soul Down.
So when does Soul get to be in a season so we can make the One Soul Down joke?
Oh my god.
But it's One Soul Down
right
because
now.
yeah.
You can't die that season. Just
Wait,
ruin the
I was
joke.
gonna say, I literally cannot die because, like, that would be the actual One Soul Down. I can't wait for those jokes. But yeah, portraits, doing them were lovely. People were very quick about giving me references, very quick about responding to whenever I had something to show them, which streamlined the process and
By the way, sorry for that last second edition of the earrings on the fox ears.
Oh yeah, that was a fun part. Just in general, people were pretty cooperative about stuff, and I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. Probably gonna be running that same style for the next couple seasons, so long as my overlord continues to pay me. Smiles.
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 We're actually announcing here that you are fired. So.
Damn it! I knew that. I knew there was gonna be
Yeah.
something. Every time there's one of these work meetings, every fucking time.
Yeah, we're actually gonna do One Soul Down.
Oh my god. I feel like it's important too. I don't know if you want to go into each portrait to any detail. I'll leave that up to you.
I mean, I guess I can go into detail on the order a little bit. First one was GB's, obviously, because we were figuring out style, and that was just easiest to hash out between just the two of us. And I think I went to the mains next, so Chickn, Cola, and Lou. Which specifically in the instance of Cola and Chickn was very interesting because I kind of asked them, hey, what do you want me to do with this? Give me references. And then I, went off of that. And because I wasn't really given that many suggestions for, new expressions and stuff, I just kind of tried to capture a similar energy of, what the older portraits had, of, being a little bit zany, but still kind of cooled down to fit in my more anime-ish style. And I feel like that comes out more in the death portraits that I've done for these, but otherwise I think they're pretty solid. Chickn just looks completely different.
He's a new man.
Simply because his appearance changed.
The main protagonist went through the time skip arc.
Dude went from being a cartoon villain to an anime protagonist.
Yeah, with a bright flashing smile
Dude lost his bow tie.
that keeps us entertained. Yeah, that's what happens when you don't have a neck anymore.
Have
We also didn't ask for it again, so I would have probably incled it if we asked for it.
And he didn't really have a neck in the old one either.
Have we mentioned
Yeah,
the
that's what I'm saying.
nightmare that is Lou's death portrait?
Oh, you want to know about that?
I would.
So, I don't even know what they are. Lou just sent me a reference images, and I was like, alright, do weird-ass fucking tentacles with, kind of reddish-looking, weird eyes-looking with, crosses in them? I don't know what the hell they are. I don't know what they were from.
Demon pillars. 1 second.
Also, for those since we were talking about Chickn, I thought I should post one of the best memes I've ever made for this season. I posted it for y'all to see. Low tier Chickn.
You think you can live?
It's so
Oh, that was
fucking
cute.
good.
That's such a good line. But yeah.
I mean, yeah, that is just how hardcores are. Do you think you can live?
I think I made that the wiki's like script, like the quote of my One Soul Down page is just, "Do you think you can live?"
That should just be the motto of like, the show.
I mean, yeah, that's just hardcore. That's just how it goes.
Chicken's out here dropping fire.
Yeah, do you think
He's spitting
you-
facts.
Did you just say that to some random ass spider in a cave?
Yeah, I did.
Like, it wasn't even something important, it was just hard fire. Lou's nightmare of a portrait is whatever that is. Put it on screen,
Well,
GB.
Oh yeah, I see.
The funnier part is that I initially gave my initial idea of how it would work, and wherein my face splits open, revealing a pit of eyes like that. And
Oh,
then he
God.
proceeded to ask me if I was okay.
I never got that suggestion. I think we sent that one to GB and GB noped it, because I would have done it. Without question. I try everything once.
I was just like, "Are you good?"
That one didn't make it through the GB approval process. I probably would have tried it.
Can I have my head cracked open with the Mona Lisa painting something?
Oh my god. If you pay me for it.
Can I have my head split open, gushing blood?
Hey, we don't do blood here. We got that. That's the one thing we don't do.
We're Funimation. We'll
No,
color
I
it
got
white
it. Make it-
to
Oh no.
We do,
Oh, no.
we do sort of red bruises, but we don't do blood.
Yeah, can you just put a bunch of blood splatters all over my face, but censor it by making it white?
Yeah.
Oh no!
God.
What the fuck kind of mayonnaise are you smoking?
What kind of 4 kids is this?
Oh my god.
Chinese for kids.
Yeah, after
Thailand.
Lou, I'm trying to remember. I think you did the new guests first, and then.
No, I'm pretty sure like the
No.
order I had them in my files was that Quote was next, and then Nigel. So actually the returnees, I think.
Okay.
And then I did the new ones. I think actually the way I did the guests was I just DM'd them all at once, and I did them in the order that they replied to me
Yeah.
with like references and stuff. And then I went to work, and because Quote is basically in my DMs 24/7 anyways, he was the first. Because like we don't ever shut up in there. From there, it was just kind of the order in which people replied, and I went off of that. I think that's most of what I have to say about the portraits, unless other people have something to say.
I'm looking at my death portrait right now, and I get like the feeling of like seeing it for the first time again pretty much every time I see it, because we only saw it for maybe 5 seconds.
That's how I feel.
But it's good.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
generally am.
Nigel, Cola, how do we feel about our live ports?
I like
I like
it a
it.
lot.
You too, Lou. How do you guys feel about our live ports? We really didn't get to see him much.
Like it, I kind of sort of designed it myself, and he just drew it. So
Okay, Quote, you got like
I
at
do
least
like
like
it.
5 episodes, right?
I got like
Slightly
maybe
pissed off.
1 or 2 episodes more.
They really made the first 5 episodes shine, you know?
I was gonna say,
got an
I feel like it
episode
was
6,
episode 6.
I think I got like
Yeah, that's when
one
everything
or,
went to shit.
I
Because
think I got
that's
1 or
cool
2
because it's.
episodes more than the
I
rest.
feel like we'll get there in a bit. I do want to kind of focus on the artistic stuff for right now, though.
I forgot I had a death port, not gonna lie, yeah.
Best 3 seconds of
It
the
exists.
show ever.
To be fair, that's a lot of the last person standing, isn't it?
I was gonna say that's the price you pay for being good at the game.
I would not call that final boss performance good at the game. I would call
mean,
I
me
would-
getting there avoiding dying.
I was gonna say you avoided death the longest, and that is an achievement in itself. That is the whole point of the game.
The last soul down.
You were the
So-
last ultra down. I don't know what other thing to point out. Everyone has a highlight color, and you use it everywhere.
Yeah, to
Woohoo!
match the souls, and ooh, I'll get
Yeah,
to that in a little
yeah.
bit. But
I literally wrote down everyone's hex code.
but it matches the soul theming of this series. I think it's unique.
0660. Hell yeah.
And honestly, part of me was inspired to do that idea from from Color Core Cry.
Yeah.
But I was like, I wanted it to bleed into stuff more and be more of an
Yeah,
important.
I thought you said no blood was allowed.
Shut the fuck up.
Damn.
Yeah, I think it's interesting how it's used here, where it's not really like color core exactly. It's kind of just like its own thing because like color core, like had all the colored armor, but here's just kind of like a theme color.
Yeah.
It's quite literally a highlight, unlike most highlights.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of the idea. Is it's like everyone has the own color of their own soul, and I think that it was a fun little idea to.
It's just something I did with my portraits, like in general, before I started working for GB, is like just a little bit of a color highlight so that everyone has like their own little color, because I love color coding literally everything. And GB just took the idea and ran with it, really.
Yeah. Push to overlay discussion, so to kind of speed things up a little.
I was on it.
I was on that
I wasn't.
overlay.
What do you think I have to say?
Soul was not.
My
That was in the credits.
journey of winging it every time I make an overlay is finally starting to do something.
Yeah,
Yes.
the overlays popped off.
I learned from the Risk of Rain criticisms that, hey, don't just put a bunch of bright contrast colors in the overlays. It kind of makes the game footage hard to see.
My only suggestion would be, or hold on, am I thinking of a different hardcore? No, hold on, I have to go to the OSD channel real quick.
Oh no.
You're going on a
You guys
spiritual
can
journey.
continue.
Got a cross-reference.
But yeah, because we did like several variations. We had the
was about
split
to
up arc
mention
had
that.
its own overlay. The
I was about to
monument.
mention that how like every separate like part had its own little variation to the overlay, like for every dimension and everything.
Yeah, at first it was like I think people thought it was super empty at the beginning, but they didn't know why. That was what the once the monument kicks in and all the the banners, once those pop on there, it's like, oh shit. That's why the torches are kind of off. That's why it's a little different. And yeah, I feel like we're just gonna keep pushing this into new territory as this series continues.
Yeah. I always like
Every
having,
time I
like, little,
touch
like
Adobe, a cracked version of Adobe Illustrator, I learned something new, a new way to use it.
Pirating Adobe products is always morally correct.
Alright, so what was that, Cry?
Oh, I was just gonna say I always liked like the little things on the side that mark your progress,
It's a good use of the space. Otherwise it just goes empty.
I want to like make something or do something like where that could be a factor too, because it's I don't know, it's cool designing those little things. Like I almost did like a Twilight Forest thing one time where I was gonna do like the little like bosses on the sides. Yeah, quote.
Yeah.
Yep, love it.
I love that. I love
Hey
doing-
Snazzy, when's Twilight Forest?
Right?
You know,
Damn it.
God, Cry, you just remember, this wouldn't be the first time I performed a lot better in a first attempt that got retooled.
Oh my god. Well, Twilight Forest barely even worked, so.
But yeah,
At the time.
I think it was important because when did we start that idea, Lou? It was really in Terraria 2, in the series we
Yeah,
played.
it was in Terraria 2, and then I realized how fucking awful it is to try to make an overlay using Adobe Illustrator, a vector-based program, to make something that resembles the pixel art of Terraria.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Because I don't know any other art program.
Well, that would do it to you.
I just use Photoshop.
Yeah, me too.
We're definitely mixing things up with this overlay kind of approach too now. And I think this season in particular, we just kind of took Risk of Rain 2 and Terraria 2, what worked, and Minecraft 2, and kind of blended all that old stuff into
Minecraft
new
dude.
overlays. It really shows in this season where it has like the progress markers like Terraria 2 did. It had all these dynamic different versions of the portraits, of the overlays, sorry.
Those portraits have two variations. I don't know what you're talking about.
Not when I edit them for the memes.
I was gonna get into that later and give you some appreciation for those, but
But I will say the how many did we have, Lou? We had the split up arc, we had the overworld monument base, we had the Nether,
And
Everdawn, and
the
Everbright.
Everbright and the Everdawn.
So we had 5. And speaking of the art stuff, I never really gave a section to the thumbnails because I was never really good at them, but this season I feel like I upped my fucking game and I want to actually showcase
You really
that.
did.
You
Like,
did, yeah.
Those
I remember
boss
hashing some of
thumbnails
those.
were so fucking exciting to do. It's like, I like how these came out. They're my favorite thumbnails I've ever made for anything ever.
I remember hashing
Yeah,
out some of those
thumbnails are
points
hard.
with you. Like, I remember you being like, alright, I might need worried quote in Lake. And I was like, okay, sure, I can do that. And I whipped some up for you. And then that got put into episode 5, I believe?
I just remember an episode
Yeah.
1 came out.
And it was just
One
quote,
of
I
my-
made the Lake one.
I remember episode 1 didn't come out. Alec was asking me for like thoughts on it, and my character was like really covered up a lot. So I had the
fucking
word.
fuming.
I was fuming. I had to just skirt around. Like, hey, you think you could make her not just completely in the background? And basically, in the most blunt way possible, the best way I could describe it was make it so her boobs aren't being blocked.
Oh my god.
Because just look, there's not really a way around saying it. And he managed to make it so that everyone got around equal real estate, except for Lou's character. But
I think the funniest
Understandable.
part is Cola's character. I feel like Cola's is always going to be the
No,
funny
yeah.
one. It's
Cola's-
so fucking
Cola's-
funny seeing Sherman.
he's just
I
there.
like
It's just there. Good lord.
He's just there. And I also remember episode 4. Nigel had a cigar in his mouth, and I remember that was a direct request from me because I remember in Flying Fridge Masters Sea of Thieves hardcore,
Arr.
I think you were Swashbuckler Nigel.
Yeah.
right?
I think so.
And your portrait in that had
And
a
I was like,
cigar
fuck
in
yeah.
it. And I thought it would be funny, and I told him to do that.
It works really well with the fucking mouth I made.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
That's awesome, actually, how those little things play into each other.
Mhm.
What is this, a crossover episode?
No, that was Minecraft too.
Oh god. I also want to point it out at this point, since like the portraits are a pretty good point to mention it. Very few of the portrait variations that GB used for like random edits or like thumbnail stuff were actually made by me. Those were just stuff that GB edited himself with what I gave him. And when I noticed that he was doing that while watching some drafts, I was like, oh, that's actually really cool. Do you want my layer files?
Yes.
You could do this easier.
You know the funniest thing is I haven't even used them yet.
That's fucking insane. I literally saw that you were the one like editing my fucking portraits. Even though I told you, hey, if you ever need anything, you just hit me up and I can get that for you. You just did it anyway, and I always thought that was a treat for me specifically to see whenever a new ep turned up.
I like
Oh,
I
if,
did
if
these.
we ever need anything, hey Soul, can you make me a version where like I'm winning and it's obviously that I won?
That'd be too hard.
No, no.
Prize right? No.
Keep working hard and win eventually, and then I'll do it.
I like those here. I don't know. It's just there's so many fucking good ones.
I love
that
Jesse Pinkman and Charlie Day surrounded by anime babes. It's fucking whole aesthetic.
But like
That is
the final
incredible.
trio, I did one last edit for each of them in episode 21, I think, and it was pretty funny. Like Robo Otto was pretty good.
Yeah. One of my favorite things is still for some of the Jack edits that you made. You literally made that second one. I never drew it at, and it's so cool to me that you just did that.
Oh, this is not the right one, but I do want to post it because it's funny.
Oh my god!
Fucking Lake sleeping with the what's it called?
The gatekeepers, but like,
Yeah.
yeah, that was.
Oh, yeah, that's
This
pretty
is a podcast.
Aw.
He just posted the picture of Lake on the couch surrounded by the villager guys.
Bro can edit it into the video.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's
people
what I'll
listening
do.
to this as a podcast.
I mean, yeah, I guess people are maybe only
We're a visual
listening to it.
medium.
There's a little bit of visuals for those that decide to watch it, but for those
If
that
you
are
decide to
listening-
watch it, there's stuff on screen. Otherwise,
Yeah,
don't
congratulations,
fucking
your existence is validated.
Stop watching, stop working, and look at the fucking video.
I swear to God, my thumbnail style from like just look at like the Goldenbrawler hardcore Terraria thumbnails, and they're such fucking ass. I didn't know what to do with it because it's Terraria.
Stop working right now and look at these Terraria thumbnails.
Actually, don't look at those. No, don't look at those. Look at the Minecraft, the ones.
Get back to work.
Look at the actually good ones. But yeah, I think you did something pretty cool with these.
Yeah, for real, it's a huge step up. Like, if I ever had one criticism of Goldenbrawler, it was like the thumbnails. But like, yeah, no, it's really fucking like top tier now.
Hell
Boss
yeah!
Monument, all the boss ones, like they said, they look fucking fresh.
And I think a big thing for me too was back then I wasn't really sure. I like would do a bunch of thumbnails in a day. I think with these I would dedicate like a day for each thumbnail and like would actually put time into them rather than rush. Put this one together. Okay, that one looks good, I guess.
I definitely know you ran a lot of them by me. I don't know if you ran them by other people as well.
Yeah, he ran a few by me.
Yep.
I just think you got a little more meticulous about the process. As one of my personal favorites, I'm just going to mention episode 9 specifically, of like just the monument.
That's my favorite one.
Just because I just love how the composition of that image just kind of splits the image in two. Like it's literally two parts coming together. That just makes brain go burr.
8 to 9. 8 to 9
It's
is
visual
perfect.
storytelling.
8 to 9 is perfect.
It's super simple. It's just a front up shot of that monument, and then it's just, you know, the two sides, because the shader look like they have different like main colors to it, and it just splits the image so perfectly in two, and it comes together in that middle monument. Artist brain goes burr.
Two? Team
Orange
B only
and
has
blue.
2 people left? It just worked.
Two?
It just works.
Yeah.
I
And I'll
think it's
shove it.
time we talk about something. Release hell. Is that all
Fun.
I've labeled this? We've had 3 takes to do this season. Take, I have little notes for each one. Take 1 was
certainly
inspired by Secret Rivals, a unique idea conceptualized by January 2022, and that's when the One Soul Down teaser dropped. It was way too fucking ambitious, way too fucking complicated, both for us to do and for viewers to, like, pay attention to all the ideas we had, and it's like, no, we're scrapping this.
I don't remember.
Sorry,
Damn, I
me and
don't
Jack
remember
and
this
Otto
one.
are idiots.
Damn, I don't
was,
remember this one. I wasn't here, I think.
Because there was, like, everyone had, like, different win conditions and stuff, and it was, like, I
Yeah,
don't know
doesn't
how
that
to
sound
describe
familiar,
it.
Soul?
Maybe.
It was actually so long ago, I don't remember the entire concept, but it was like Dungeons and Dragons. You could be, like, good or evil in the playthrough. And they were like, you have the option to do whatever the fuck you want. Depending on the choice you take, you'll have a different win condition. And it's like,
Yeah, this rings
there's
no
so
bells on
much
it.
about it that it's like, how are you going to keep track of everybody and what they're doing and what their arcs are? It's like, nah, we're scrapping that.
It's like a
Maybe for the
Goosebumps
best.
Choose Your Own Adventure book style.
Maybe.
Kinda,
maybe.
yeah. But it's like, for a hardcore, it was so weird that it's like, you know, I don't think we were gonna pull that off reliably.
Maybe quote, GB, you bit off more than you could chew.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think my thought process was, okay, next time I have a grandiose idea, maybe give it some time to cook first and see that I can actually do it before I just say, this is what we're doing, One Soul Down's coming out, and it's like, shit, we're not doing that. Oh fuck, oh god.
Yeah, it can be like really easy to like get into an idea and then just keep making ideas about it, and then it just like turns into something that's like kind of almost impossible to pull off.
Wait,
well.
this was a hardcore?
Huh?
This was a One Soul Down, you're right.
Yeah.
But take
Nice.
2, we recorded
Yeah.
it from like May, June of 2022, I believe,
Oh my god, I'm
with
old.
Tinker's Construct, and it was a focus on the Aurorium,
Yeah.
which I remember the cum buckets. You can't forget that.
I love Tinkers.
Is this
Wasn't
the
that
one
the
that I was in for
slingshot?
20
Oh, yeah.
minutes?
Sorry, I was
That-
early on this. Me and
that-
Jack are Otto were idiots in this one.
This is the season, which is ironic because Cry died first in this one. Cola
Yes.
was sick as hell and died because he was
I killed
like,
him.
He didn't die. He was put out of his misery.
Yeah, I got to do it.
Yeah, I made it to the monument that time. I was doing good.
And I think someone else might have died before we got to the Aurorium, but first off, I found out you can't scale the Aurorium the way I wanted it to. You just have a slider, essentially. So if you buff them by, like, 5, their speed is increased by 5. So they're running at you like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Wait, that's cool.
And it's like, okay, they're hitting as hard as I want, but they're, like, zooming all over the place. It's hard to keep track of everything. There was that. There was, the fact the server host. We put the server on hold for, like, a month because we couldn't pay for it at the time. Came back.
Patreon donors.
They purged the entire server, and when I asked about it, I'm like, hey, so my backup world that you guys gave me for situations like this is just a blank world seed. It has none of the builds and none of the progress. And they're like, you should have said something about that, like, when it happened. It's been a month. We don't know what to tell you, Lamau. And I'm like, okay, we're using a different server host. Fuck these guys.
God, where's Shoop when you need him? Fuck you, server host.
It took me about 2 months to actually, like, it took me a whole month to cope with that. And then we came back in August with the improved mob season, which was Lake's suggestion, and we did some other stuff. But let's see.
It actually worked pretty well.
Yeah, it had CTM elements, you know, August to October of 2022. You know, the problem is I immediately had a hard drive failure happen, like, the moment recording was done, so all of my footage and anything I had done and set up was deleted too, so that was fun. And then someone took 6 months to give me footage, so I didn't even get started until, like, spring or summer of 2023.
Dude, when that footage was uploaded, I remember distinctly, like, you downloaded it immediately, and I also did it just in case another thing from you died.
Yeah, it took up until spring, summer 2023 to even get started on this season. It was a bit of a gap, but we got into things, and it still needed more time to cook, because...
Never cook again. Sorry, go ahead.
Because we started doing... So, Risk of Rain 2, I won't say anything too particular about that, but, you know, stuff for that was happening. I wasn't too sure about where I was pushing this current season, so I wanted to give this... I wanted to give the season more time to cook, and I gave it, like, what, 2-3 weeks break to... Or was it actually a month? It might have been a month.
To fry?
Just to cook the second half of the season properly, you know. I didn't want people going, it's fucking raw!
There was also the fact that you literally switched programs mid-editing.
Oh, really? Yeah, delve into that.
Oh, yeah, that's actually the perfect segue into the editing section, which is...
That definitely also took
I didn't know about that. I'm interested.
Amount of time.
I started in Vegas for the first 8 episodes, and then
Why does it look like Vegas?
And then episode 9, I went to Adobe Premiere.
This
Nice.
looks just like the Luxor.
That's the one I use.
Come on!
I don't know what to really say. It took me a... That's also what took me a while. That summer, I was, like, learning Premiere hard.
Look, I'm just gonna say it. It may crash every now and then.
Yeah.
It is so much better than Vegas. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it.
It's really good. The options are good. It took me a while to get used to things, like trying to drag stuff around in the timeline was kind of weird because I'm used to Vegas doing it a different way. It's like, there's some inconveniences, but a Premiere's usually just the better product.
Pretty sure you used the, like, Secrets of the Storm speculation video you did, like, you threw in between episodes 12 and 13 upload-wise. I think you used that a bit to learn the ropes, I think?
Yeah, I did some videos in between to do that. I think that was important to just learn the program before I do the big product. The product project. I'm selling one sold out on DVD now.
Yeah, buy the
Now
series.
available on VHS.
AMV.
I'd buy it.
Hey, the keygen music for Sony Vegas does kick ass though. I can't believe no one's used that in a hardcore yet.
What?
The keygen music, you know, the... You know, okay, maybe I'm just showing my age here. Sorry, my bad. To pirate it for the... Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, you're old.
Look up Sony Vegas keygen music, it slaps.
Look, it's fine. Just use FL Studio and make something. I actually had a track that I wanted to use that I made myself for the monument, but I was like, I don't like where it's going yet. That's been a lot of my music, is it's like, I work on it, because it's a demo, I can't load up a project again, so whatever I do in that one session, it has to be perfect, otherwise, well, that's a project I'm never opening again. I did some stuff for this season, but I wasn't happy with any of it. Maybe it'll be something...
Oh, don't word it like that.
I mean, it's true. My music, I have made one thing that is peak, and everything else is like, okay, that's right.
You'll get there. You'll get there.
Get there.
You have to be bad in order to be good.
Just
You
because
say-
you're a bad guy doesn't mean you're a bad guy.
At least it's
Exactly.
better than my art has been.
Thanks, Satan. No, that was Zangief that said that.
Yeah, I was gonna let that
I
one
think that was
slide.
Zangief.
Damn it.
But speaking of editing, we actually, because I am kind of pushing One Soul Down into more of its own thing. I know we've talked about the fan hardcores being more like a hardcore genre at this point, kind of trying to be a little bit of that while making One Soul Down its own thing. We were originally going to have the portraits on the sides, but I realized, you know, that might be awkward for people to, because having them all in one place just works so much better, and it's like, fuck. The hardcore format is unbeatable because you put them on the sides and then you're splitting your viewers' retention between like the footage and then the two sidebars are they're all in one place.
Yeah, some things they just work and like don't
Yeah.
need to be like messed with too crazy much. You
I
know?
Also,
think-
Minecraft is kind of like Minecraft is a 16:9 game too. So by doing that, you're kind of cutting off the sides of the game.
Yeah,
Unless
I
you're
feel
me
like
who doesn't
it,
play
it works
full
for a 4x3 kind of game, which
I
I
just
suppose
do
still
all the
exist.
I think
Oh, we should make a
Um,
4x3 core. Everyone plays the 4x3 defense.
What if we all played?
The way Zack Snyder
of the-
intended.
I'm trying to remember
What
who
if
I already did
described-
that, Nigel.
Someone described the like hardcore overlay as like a stage, like a
Yeah,
theatrical
honestly, that's a
stage.
pretty good.
And
That's
that,
a
I
pretty
think that
good
was
way of putting
TJ.
it.
I think TJ said that. And that's kind of why it's like it just works so well, and it's like yeah.
By the way, I
TJ.
feel like the hardcore overlay is kind of like a staple thing, a bit of the format that it's like, and it works so well because of it. And it's like there's not really much of a reason to reinvent the wheel in that direction. Much I feel there's some cool stuff you can still do with the base concept. I think.
Yeah, like some people they do like the little like portrait icons in like the corner or whatever, like without the overlay, like without like the like just have it be like all like gameplay, but then like have the icons like in the corner or something. And
Right.
That can
Yeah.
work. I prefer the classic though.
Yeah, that's kind of where I sit. It's like, well, shit.
It works for a reason.
Goldenbrawler hardcore was
I
like
agree.
the start. That was like the testing grounds. Now we're getting into peak, you know.
Don't get too full of yourself.
Mr. Humble here. I too
Don't
am
get too full of
extraordinarily
yourself,
humble.
Mr. Brawler.
Hey, I've been humble for a long time. Let me have this.
No, I cannot let you have anything.
I too am extraordinary.
I too am extraordinarily talented.
Thanks, Grant.
Yeah, that's right. We're just destroying Goldenbrawler's self-esteem on this podcast.
I was gonna
Nothing
say,
goes over
we're
my
gonna
head.
keep-
My reflexes are too fast. I would catch it.
We have been
You
hired.
must be so
They
embarrassed.
take my roles, then they take my self-esteem.
Oh yeah, you did lose those, eh?
I placed that lava puddle there.
A minute of silence for his rolls on the Discord.
You can take my roles, but you
I
can't.
don't know why
take
I have
my
mine.
spirit.
Like yours came out more frequently than fucking my shit.
I don't know. I didn't really care that much. I
It just kind of happened, and like right before the fucking season dropped too.
That-
Like what the fuck?
I think the
Well,
only
yeah.
annoyance for me was like I'm just about to drop this season, And
Yeah.
and the way
I
it was
feel like
done
that
just
was kinda-
felt kind of disrespectful.
If only you
to
did it like
me.
what was it, like a month or 2 months, something like that. Earlier.
It was like 3 weeks, I believe, that
Oh, really?
like before we were able to like
Yeah,
drop
it was-
it. Because I remember having Goldenbrawler in my DMs like, dude, if I just got this out quicker, if they just like waited a few more weeks, we would have been there, man. Because like we were working on things.
I know there's a little more to it
Oh, well.
because it was weird, but I don't know. It's like I don't
In the
really
end,
care.
it's-
It's fucking Discord rules. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
real.
I do.
It's Tel Aviv,
Bruh.
you know.
Let's start a body positivity Discord and we'll fucking get the views that way.
Oh my god,
Project domain.
Christ. Let us not do that.
All I'm gonna really say is editing picked up. I don't know what really to say. The bits I did were fucking hilarious.
Yeah, they're awesome.
I just
Feel like, just in general, I feel like the editing comedy that you add, like in post, that's not through the commentary that's happening on the screen, is a very, to me, funny, sucker punch kind of humor, where it just throws shit at you that you don't expect, and that's funny.
I think my big thing, especially that I really want to say, is editing One Soul Down. I don't want to treat it like, because I know there's a lot of people that do their stuff in the hardcore like Discord, and they do all their different ways of doing it. But a lot of people like to focus on the action. I get to have, I guess maybe not with this, we can joke about how this was essentially host for, but like, I usually have people that the community doesn't know, where I have a lot of people that watch my stuff more than, they came from my stuff, you know? So it's
yes,
like,
everyone knows the iconic Goldenbrawler guest. iCryInMySleep.
Yep.
I don't know, it's...
Cry behind you.
Wait, what?
I feel fucking old. What the fuck?
Oh,
That's a
you
deep
got
cut.
me.
Why did I
You got
just
me.
get sent back like 20 years? What
Yeah,
the
I
fuck?
just got,
I
I just
wasn't
got
even there
sent
for
back
that. I
to,
feel like I was not the one to say
pre-COVID
that.
times.
It's been like so long that like I've like played Minecraft with people like semi recently, and someone will like say that and not even know. Like they don't know.
They just don't know.
I wasn't the
don't
right
know.
person to
It's just-
say it, but I wanted it to be said.
Because
It just-
okay,
it
think
just
about this.
Sent me
The-
back right to pre-COVID times.
That
like
that
what
was
the fuck?
2017, and we are in 2024.
That was 7 years ago,
That
Oh god.
Yo, no.
but
There are
that's a
people
long
that-
time.
I'm not gonna...
Are born and now capable of speech within that time.
Ain't no way.
Oh
But
god.
I want to sit here and talk about it though, because I feel like not every hardcore is like that. I know there are plenty that are like people that just want action, 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 death, action. Where's the
That's not
death?
how you react to a death.
And it's just like, bro, I want there to be like chemistry between the cast. There is interactions that are very important. Like there are people that have not really interacted before, like. Cry, you bonding with Lake after not ever really speaking to him, like, ever, is really
Yeah.
cool to watch.
Because
Now they're
like
besties.
yeah, like we're like besties now, and like I don't know, that was cool, like getting to like fully like meet someone through, you know, being alive with them and One Soul Down,
Yeah,
you know. and
Yeah.
stuff.
it's, and that's what I think is important about things. I'd say it's even more important than death is, like, the interaction
Life.
between casts.
Yeah.
Well, in a way, yeah, but, like, yeah, you can cut
Fucking
fluff.
poetic.
Weirdly enough, a show about life, a show about death is also about life.
Life
And
is
I can't just shout out, like I gotta shout out Otto too, because we also had a really good time and talked for a little bit afterwards too.
The
so,
bromance.
yeah.
What?
Look, man, I
What
feel like
brings
if you're gonna
meaning
be
to death
alive,
was
it's
the
just
life before it.
Well,
Yeah.
me, Jack, and Otto kind of had a bromance, but I do remember when me and Lou were hiding in trees, we kind of like were like just talking about our hobbies and shit. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, just me, Jack, and Otto.
I don't know if you want to cut that out, but at least put in that I appreciate being stuck with Lou in a tree.
I'm keeping
No
Me,
need
going.
Jack, and Otto. Me, Jack, and Otto had some promise.
I feel no need.
Anyway, yeah, we're talking about Chickn. I fucking hate that guy. I'm glad he's not here.
Jesus.
Dude, I got so mad when he wasn't there for the Nether at all.
Yeah, what was up with that?
So before we
he
get
went
into
on
that,
an
I
adventure.
really want to get into this one part, which is everyone's experience at the mod packs. I think was very funny because Lake was the only one that really knew his shit. I'll quote you kind of did.
I knew by watching Lake's then ongoing series, which is Peak, by the way.
I know Lake was upset at how much he mentioned his own series, but it's like I get it because it's comparison. You kind of do that, but also Otto and I practiced Blue Skies a bit. Like we went through some of the different dimensions, looking at what do we think would be good? Because I was like in VC and he joined, he was helping me out with that. And I was like, this is what I heard about. I think it's promising. I want to get your thoughts. And he was like, yeah, this is good. This is good. I like Blue Skies. And it was like, perfect.
Meanwhile, I did no research because one of my favorite things to do in a hardcore is be stupid. So.
Bro, is Chickn in the room with us right now?
Is this chicken here in the room with you right now?
Because I swear every time we've set up for a season, it's like, hey, do you want to join for like a test? Or he's like, nah, bro, I gotta go in blind. It's like, okay.
I mean, frankly, like, a lot of people have talked about this when it comes to hardcores. It's like the balance, or more so imbalance, of skill of a hardcore season makes for very interesting and fun moments where, you know, sometimes like the person that doesn't know as much has to step up because the fucking person that did know fucking kicked it. Or, you know,
we had that with our with season 2 of Minecraft, where I died early, so everybody else had to piece together how Tinker's construct worked.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. Is like, if you have that imbalance of knowledge and like skill, if you have that gap, I feel like that just leads to more interesting stuff happening. So I'm personally very glad for people like Cry and Chickn that have that attitude of like, you know what, I'm not gonna study up for this. There's gonna be enough people that probably know. Fuck it, we ball.
That's how you end up with me alone at the final fight, not knowing.
What
would you have done if you won? What would you have done if you won? Then what?
If I had won, I probably would have been very surprised.
Well, yeah, but then what? It's like, where do I go now? Who do I kill?
Home. Anywhere but here.
I probably would have thought that was it, honestly.
Perfectly balanced.
You would have had to have somebody come in and keep it like, this is how you do it.
The spider was the last boss.
Okay, I thought I was stupid for
That's
like
just
I thought I was even
unfortunate
stupider for a second.
Stupid Eye of the Spider.
I think this is going to be something I'm going to talk about too, is how this would have tied in if you won, or if all three of you won, or if just one of you lived, or any of that, and how the epilogue would have changed. Because I think that's important too.
Yeah, the whole point was kind of like, you know, you would have like, you know, gone home to the monument, placed the last thing, monument is completed, and then whatever GB's Laura's happens.
I will talk about gameplay, and that is something we'll save for after, because I think first off we should talk about the building the monument, like the morning of recording.
Oh yeah. So that entire monument, we built that in like
I
4
built it all
hours,
later.
like, yeah, 4 hours, and like those were 6 hours before we started recording.
Like, I'm just saying, I would have made the little swooshy portal thing at the bottom that looked like a void. I would have built that differently. Is all I'm gonna say.
Awesome. There's
Cool.
also one
Anyway.
thing
By the
also
way,
one thing-
session 1, that wasn't done yet. If you look at the original world file from session 1, you would go past the iron gates, and you'd look down the stairs, it would just be flat. It would just be a flat layer of
It's
stone.
an IOU.
Yeah,
Basically.
it was temporary because
London.
we knew we wouldn't have had time to build it, and GB was also not quite done planning what he wanted down there yet. There's one thing I do want to mention that I did include, like, every time, and that was just a pure like me thing, because I really like playing with Tinker's Construct, and I had heard that the previous attempts included it. So I actually made a secret, like, hidden pathway in the monument that no one ever found. No one ever looked there. That's just, he goes to a secret room with, like, a mock-up Tinker's Construct smeltery with just a sign saying, oh, This would take too much time to fully get to know, so it's probably just better to just leave it here. And then it's just a path out, and it would leave you under the bridge of the monument, like of the front side of the monument where the eye is in the tower.
Or the
And that's
sea-
where you just pop out under the bridge and just be there.
We
It was-
also called this like the Monument of Four Seasons or something when we were first starting, because at the very top there were signs pointing to each of the areas talking about summer, fall,
Oh yeah,
winter and
no one
spring.
ever went up there, right?
No one went up there because
No one ever went up there. We put so much stupid shit in that, and no one ever looked.
Can't help dying.
well, at least it's not like
Yeah.
the first one. The first thing Jack thought to do was start breaking down the hole. It's like, stop! Stop! Stop!
That's pretty good.
But yeah, so that was the monument. Shit, I'm trying to remember if there was something else we were going to talk about that I completely was like,
we
we'll
should talk about stuff like deaths. That way Nigel can talk about
Yeah.
something before he has to go.
How everybody died. Everyone gets to talk about the trio gets to
Fucking
go.
Lamau.
I feel like this is me, Lou, and Cola's like combined moment here.
This
All
is
right,
your-
team, have
your,
at it.
This is your like AA meeting.
Who was first? I think it was Cola, right?
It was Lou, then Cola immediately
Lou,
after.
then Cola. How did it feel being the most skilled person and kind of like the savior of our team to go first?
Just think, Nigel, you could have lived if you just backed up, maybe.
I know.
Lou,
We
you were
wouldn't have
like.
lost.
I think it's funny because Jack and Otto were like fixing the way out, and Lou got stuck.
No, they were trying to progress through a certain area, and I noticed that there's a hole in the wall of the room we were in, and I jump in there to patch out a hole so things couldn't get through.
I just remember
And
you would.
something came through, and me and my scramble to get out of there, couldn't get out of there.
You went up instead of out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I
what's
know,
really...
I believe that's called down, as in soul down.
all right, let's give Cola his turn.
My what?
your turn, how you died.
What is good?
I don't remember exactly how I died. I think I got swarmed by zombies, didn't I?
Yep.
I just watched it too, is the worst part.
You got cornered by zombies and one threw a splash potion at you.
Oh, so it was a splash potion.
Yep.
Okay.
Which is funny because I've talked about this in other Minecraft stuff. In Minecraft 1, Minecraft 2, and even Terraria 2, you and Chickn share the exact same death to an extent.
Hmm.
In
Till death do they
GVHC, what was it? Cola, you died early being swarmed by zombies alone, Chickn. And then Chickn tried to fight stuff at night, getting a music disc, and gets stuck and cornered by a zombie and dies. What was it? In Minecraft 2, Toad knocked a creeper into Cola, which killed him. And then when Chickn was with Spicy, he like, oh, I almost fell into this pit of lava. Spicy's like, behind you, as the creeper drops and blows up almost immediately, killing him. And then in Terraria 2, Chickn stepped on a trap that killed both of them. So technically, Chickn stepped on a dart trap that killed Cola. And later stepped on an explosive trap that almost took him and Nathan out.
One of these fucking days, Cola will actually be able to play the game.
And now this time...
I was gonna say, fucking Cola always dies early before Chickn. What the fuck is up with that?
The one time it didn't happen was like Mind Z.
Let's make the new meme Cola behind you. All right, commenters.
Oh, no.
No, please do not.
Cola, turn around.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna blame the sickness.
I know in this season, Cola died to a splash potion. Chickn was fighting a bunch of bugs, and then a spider threw a splash potion at him, which killed him. They just share the same death cause each time. It's kind of funny.
I don't know, I think after the nether, Chickn kind of deserved it.
We'll get to Chicken's grand adventure. I think it'll be fun. Nigel, you get to have your say on what happened.
I'm just mad at myself for not building up. It's for some reason I decided to fight this baby zombie. That's all I really have to say. I was pretty pissed. I was really excited to be in it because like I was too stupid to figure out how to use the Tinker's mod, the attempt before this, and I actually made it pretty decently far in that one. and I was really excited to make it far in this one. But I done goofed. I should have just built up. I don't know why I didn't do that.
It's unfortunate.
It's okay. I feel like the first half of the cast all is disappointed how they went. Right, quote?
Also, I don't mean to suck in every of your seasons I'm in. I promise
felt
I'm trying
so
to be in more
bad.
episodes.
I felt so bad.
It's okay. He'll just that just means you have to be put in every season from now on.
Yeah, jeez, I'm not trying to suck in all your
Regular.
stuff. Yeah.
But
It's
yeah,
almost rude how early I die early.
something I personally observed as more of like a viewer rather than like an actual player, about like the whole triple KO is how you watch them meticulously in that episode enter that room because the main entrance gets fucking swarmed, and in their so doing, in their entering that room, they kind of block off the wall there, and that wall is the point where Cola ends up getting stuck and killed. And also that same place is where they like kind of staircase it a little bit, and that's that same spot where Lou gets stuck on. So in a way, the literal safety precautions the team built to keep themselves safe are what ended up trapping them and killing them. Nigel, you were exempt from this.
I also want to add, I found it really ironic that if you watch completely lined up, as you guys are dying, I'm like, all right, guys, adventure awaits! With my team.
Yeah, right.
We're leaving with the map already, and then you guys are fucking dying.
I do remember a comment, I don't know who it was, but they were like, the gap in skill between the two teams puts a smile on my face or something like that. Because one team's just like thriving and like we're just like not at all. I feel bad for Lou and Cola for like having to put up with how bad the rest of us were.
I think we originally had it set up like the same way in Takers, and we just did those same teams, and I'm like, yeah, maybe we could have like swapped Quote and Nigel, and I think there could have been like a skilled player on both. But really, I just thought Lake was the only one that knew anything. I didn't even know Quote knew anything either. So I was like...
Yeah, you're right. Team 1 did need more skill with Nigel. I'm just
Wow.
like, what?
Yeah,
you say I'm
clearly.
the skill guy?
Well, it was
I mean,
either
I'm
you
bad
or
at
Lake,
base
but I wanted
Minecraft.
to...
I'm
I
bad
wanted
at
to
base
balance that.
micro.
You'll notice because I had 2 regulars, a returning, or a veteran, which is what I've been dubbing the
How many
GBHC
legs
guests,
can our veterans get?
and then
Yeah,
2
no,
newcomers.
Me and Nigel, we're vets.
So it's like I would have had to switch you and Quad around, or Lake and Otto and Jack.
Yeah, Otto lasted longer. He clearly is more important and should be.
Oh,
the first one.
you know, Jack and Otto. The two Otto
Oh
Oh my god.
Why do the names
Okay.
have car aesthetic?
What?
Because like a car jack and automobile. I don't know. It's very, very car vibes from their names. Anyways,
Oh my
go ahead.
god.
All I'm gonna say though is, like, I just found it funny seeing that. But speaking of deaths, Quote,
Hi.
yeah, you're next.
What's up?
You sure died there, buddy.
What's up? Wait.
Thanks for helping me out, Quote.
Okay, so what is your opinion on skeletons with enchanted bows?
Why does this shit keep fucking happening? Why is it always an enchanted skeleton as of late?
I know you saved one of your favorite skins for this season too. I was like, I am so
Not even favorite
sorry.
skin, one of my favorite characters, period. Like, why is it always an enchanted skeleton as of late? What the hell? Like, even like, I don't know if I should reveal that yet, but I did like a hardcore stream a couple weeks ago. I went into a cave. The very first mob I fucking found was a skeleton with a power bow. The
God.
very first enemy. And it just kept out. I was just like, huh?
Oh.
I was
Fucking
just
hell.
like, I didn't even believe what happened because I think Cry was in front of me. I was like,
Yeah, and then I got shit for it in the comments, and people are like, well, why didn't you just attack the zombie? And I was just like, well, because I was being shot at, dude. Like,
Why didn't you help your friends shoot the melons?
It's just, I don't even know. I felt so bad because I was like, he died, and I'm just like,
so
no.
pissed. I was so fucking pissed for like.
Actually,
Had it not been
the
for the fact that
picture was so funny.
Had it not been for the fact this took 2 years, I would have been too fucking mad to advertise this.
I love though that it affected Lake so deeply for like the entire
Yeah, because
fucking
at the
season.
time,
He had a
me and Lake
bow.
were,
He
like-
named it quotes retribution. Like,
Yeah, at the time, Lake and I
Alright,
were,
Elliot
like,
Roger.
Lake and I were really starting to get off with each other, like get along, you know.
Oh.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
right, this was the time of bro jobs. And then,
row your scrot jelly down.
Down the throat.
this was the time of
Like
bro
an
jobs. And
Lake and I were just getting to know each other, like after we never really talked before, and we were hitting it off well, and I just fucking died and made me all sad. And it wasn't even like a cool death. It was just this fucking single zombie and a skeleton with a power bow.
Oh
You
yeah, at least-
sacrificed yourself to save me. What better death could there be?
Oh, you wouldn't have even died. It was the thing. Tried to
You can like
delay.
pretend.
At least you died
I was
fighting.
trying to make you feel better. Take it.
And I learned that Soul. I didn't learn. Soul just told me, you know, you really need to stop trying to be the hero.
Yeah, because okay, that was mostly from a different hardcore thing that we did, just like with a couple of people. I think Link was in that too, actually. And Quote was second death in that, but like pretty shortly after the first, we had the first one, and it was literally like him not going up a fucking staircase because he thought I was in danger,
You were.
or some shit like that.
You were.
I was in danger, but also I was not in a position where I could change anything, so you should have gotten yourself to fucking safety. You should just stop playing the hero and live.
Yeah, if I ever come back for another season, you guys can go fuck yourselves. I'm playing for myself. I'm not
Gladly!
gonna-
I'll gladly-
Quote villain
I'm
arc.
not saving anyone.
Quote villain arc.
I'm looking out for number 1.
Yeah.
But
Play
at
the
least
win.
y'all died fighting. You didn't fall into like a single block of lava. That was. I have nothing to say. I wasn't even looking in front. From my perspective, I'm still a little peeved at Lake because I was like, I turn, I see, oh hey, he's blocking things up. Okay. I let my guard down because I'm like, okay, Lake's blocking stuff up. I'm not familiar with this nether. I look up, and then I like see that I fall into orange, and I'm like, oh, you fucking gotta be kidding me. I was just
Orange
so
juice.
pissed.
Fanta.
We're not having it.
I do gotta bow out now, so you guys keep on keeping on. You guys have a good one, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, you
Bye,
take care.
Nigel.
Bye.
Watch
Thank you for being here,
Funcore.
Nigel.
Go watch Fun Court. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Goldenbrawler died.
yeah.
So yeah, Goldenbrawler stubbed his toe in lava.
But hey, at least I haven't been the only one tripping in hardcores lately and dying to trips, so I will take that.
Chat, I don't get it.
I don't get it, Chad.
It's okay. But all I'm gonna say is, it did give me an interesting perspective where I went, hey, I'm not alive this time. I get to just watch.
Oh yeah, this was like the first time in any of your hardcores where you didn't make it to the
In
finale,
any-
right?
In any season I've been in, really, that has been like shown off, I have always made it to the finale.
Lucky bastard.
Imagine.
I think
Not
even in the
late.
Fun Core minis, I did the same. Which doesn't really... They're minis, but still. I'm kind of sad Nigel's gone now, because I would have talked about that.
Lucky bastard.
This is the first time I died early, and I'm like, oh. I guess
So
that's
this
not
is what
true.
it's like.
Imagine getting to be in a hardcore.
There was an
Never
episode
know.
where I died second, but it was also the last episode.
You still made it to the finale.
Yeah, I think Jax was unfortunate, but kind of funny.
It was really fucking funny, I'm not even gonna
It
lie.
was,
Funny,
it was
let's be real,
unfortunate, but extremely
I'm
funny.
sorry, it's funny.
Look, I'm sorry, Jack, but that shit was hilarious.
It doesn't matter what the hardcore is. If
Lake
it's a
was like,
purely
"Oh my
cooperative
God."
hardcore, and people accidentally PvP each other, and it actually matters and kills someone. Funniest fucking shit.
I think it's funny because it's like, not only that, because everyone was like, okay, be very careful with your spears, don't throw them, you gotta wait. They're y'all
From
became
then on,
very
no one.
afraid of those spears.
From then on, no one bothered.
For turns out, good reason.
Yeah, from that point onward, it was just fucking PTSD with that fucking spear. No one wanted to end up like what happened to Jack.
And then immediately after Chicken with
Was-
the splash potion spider, which was
That one
very
was so out of
scary.
nowhere.
Because
That one
they-
was so out of nowhere. It was
Which
fucking...
I was AFK for.
it was very. It's just kind of like, oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, like the remaining 4 are sort of like semi-split up at that point. No one's really expecting that much danger out of the caves now that they're like kind of geared back to like the equivalent of iron stuff. And then just out of nowhere, this like one fucking spider comes in and just murders Chicken, and it's like, ah, fuck. And they specifically like, I think it was
There are
Lake.
less people in the dungeons now. Oh god.
Yeah, specifically Lake, I think, goes, well, we're fucked, and it's just downward from there. It was just the complete hopelessness at that point felt so palpable when there was so much shit still left to do.
And I feel like this season has been split in so many different ways. The Vegas arc and then the Premiere arc. You've got, like, the halfway point that I cut off before the Everdawn. You've also got... I like to cut it into, like, arcs. So you've got, like, the split-up arc up into the Monument. Then after the Monument to... Not even the Nether, I would say arc you into the Everdawn, where it's, like, the prepping for the bosses, like, the dimensional hopping stuff. And then it's the boss gauntlet arc, which... Fucking holy shit. Pride, you 3 just fucking kicked ass.
I don't even know
Yeah.
how. Like,
Yeah,
like I was
GB
hearing that like those guys were supposed to be like I don't know. Everyone was like hyping them up, and I'm like, well, we beat most of them.
I mean, you literally died to the last one. So.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
it's-
was at it.
I feel like each one could have gone in any other way, but you guys did it so well, it's like, holy shit.
Like, GB and I were like getting spectator footage at that point when it was just those 3. And like, we were like genuinely popping off every time you won against a boss because we were like, no fucking shot. How are they doing this?
It's like Lake said, Terraria-ass progression.
Yeah, it just turned into this weird Terraria-ass progression where you have a lot of front-loaded deaths, and then the like 4 or 3 people that are alive at that point sweep the entire game all the way until fucking Wall of Flesh. You have my utmost respect for making it that far, I will say. Because I was expecting y'all to kick it real soon after Chicken went bye-bye.
I was at the point you guys were at, I wasn't expecting the whole mod pack to be showcased.
Yeah, like I don't remember. I'm honestly really bad with the names, but like I think there were 2 that were in like a pretty like tight like enclosed room that were like pretty scary, and
You cheesed the tree.
I was not too scared about the tree. I mean, I was scared initially, but then like
The tree has that one funny
It's a
moment.
fucking tree, Lamau. Be
The
so-
spin was the dangerous attack, but y'all were like on that.
Yeah, because Lake and Otto sort of did their research, or like did their homework before going into it. Y'all, they were kind of able to just guide the boss fight into like where they knew to avoid it, which I think is a very good thing. Otherwise, I feel like you probably fucking got smashed. Otherwise, yeah, you felled the tree, you put an axe to it. There's that one funny moment in that
The
boss
fly.
fight, where that one stupid plant summon that the tree spawns just takes flight, and I don't think it was shown, but like
No,
in
it
my
was.
spectator, it wasn't. This plant just suddenly starts hovering, and I am losing my mind at what I'm
We were
seeing.
both laughing our asses
I
off
would-
at it.
A what? A what? A what? I'm sorry?
That was fucking.
This is it, excuse the fucketh me?
That was both funny and terrifying, right?
yeah. Well,
Because you're laughing at it until you're like running
yeah,
away
it's
from
almost-
something
It
and
was, almost like, it
parrot.
was almost like less scary because it was like flying away. I'm like, oh, okay. Bye.
I think some cases it was a little scary. Like everyone was laughing at the one in the Nether, the little guy flying towards Lake, and then everyone's laughing at it. And then he did like half his health, and then he's like, "Oh shit, okay, I might actually die."
I remember specifically what I thought was really interesting about the whole parrot thing is that it I don't think it was ever relevant, but it technically invalidates the wither cheese for like the wither skeletons, that they can just go through the barriers because they're on a
Yes.
fucking parrot.
Yes, not to, you know, hype up my own thing, but I did a thing with improved mobs, and that's like how someone died, where like the wither skeleton just like hopped on, like I think it was like a parrot. It might not have even been a parrot. It might have been like something
They're
else. and
phantoms
just, like,
now.
Yeah, it was a phantom, and then it like just went under the like barrier and
Yeah.
like pretty much killed him.
Yeah, it just completely invalidates that cheese tactic. I don't think it was relevant in our thing because it's parrots here and parrots are really slow. But like phantoms are a lot faster, so I can imagine that would be a lot more dangerous.
Yeah, watch a documentary hardcore on my
I
channel.
actually have to head out.
Okay.
Everyone have a good night.
Bye.
Thank you very much for being here, Cola.
Thanks for having me.
The Guardians were probably scarier because it's like, well, but not quite at the same time because crabs.
The goddamn crabs.
I
on the
got
fucking
scared
garden.
of this crab. Like the crab got like it was, I don't know. I was kind of scared to even get in the water because I knew someone was gonna chase me.
Loof was so shocked when he watched, because he was the one that put the maps in the first place. Shout out to Loof. He was our little dungeon master. He put the maps where they were. I told him if you want to add spawners, take spawners away, feel free. Just do your own thing. I don't know what all he did, but...
I mean,
because I remember that he made one dungeon and then you made the other dungeon.
No, he did both.
Oh, he did both?
I just would teleport him somewhere, and I think I was working on something on the monument at the point, so I just let him do his thing while I did that. I gave him the coords for both places, told him, alright, I'm gonna be in the monument, you do your thing.
Yeah, these were like pre-generated dungeons from like a mod, but like
Young's improved dungeons.
Which, funny
Yeah, that
enough,
one.
the mine shaft that we had, guys, there was an entrance to it. The best way to describe it is I wanted to have the dungeons very noticeable from spawn, like within a walking distance of spawn, which is why they were found so quickly by Team 2, is because that's how it was supposed to happen. Our teams fucked up. So what happened was apparently the entrance that I had seen when I looked at the seed, like set up stuff and moved it to, you know, the server. And I was like, okay, this is two good starting points for everybody. Let's just do that. Because I wanted to make sure it was okay for everybody. The mineshaft entrance did not show up. So I think Loof had to put TNT down, like had to find it. Put TNT down and make it look like a natural appearing fucking hole, which is the whole entrance we found. And
oh, that wasn't natural. All right, cool.
that was
I
not
didn't know
natural. That was completely. He was telling me about it, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
I mean, it worked. You can't argue results.
By the like lake we spawned at, there was like an entrance right there, like hidden in like a little cave. But I noticed it wasn't there, so which was cool for me because it's like I knew where it was. That wasn't as fun, but like. Oh shit, it's not there. Then I had to think about, oh shit, where was it? Which made our team segment a little more interesting because it's like, I don't know where I lost the dungeon. I don't know where it is.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a really funny thing in that how the two teams like handled stuff. Of course, it went a lot better for one team than it did the other, but there were complications on every like on both teams. The one team just didn't find their dungeon for like 5 years. What was that? I think a good chunk of that was cut, where it was quote and like just running around a swamp finding a different dungeon.
Yeah.
That whole section was like a lot longer than you cut it.
Yeah. I made it look like they left, but they did leave with like an iron sword and some gear.
Meanwhile, the other team found their dungeon immediately, but had the whole situation.
Setting your base up in front of the dungeon was immediately the worst decision you guys made, I feel.
Yeah, it pre-spawned just a lot of things down there.
Which is funny, Lou, because you're like, nothing can go wrong from this. And then I put the little, you know, foreshadowing could be very, in hindsight, could be very obvious.
Foreshadowing is a narrative device.
So then, I guess the next death would be
You three.
the final trio.
Otto just got fucked.
Two of them aren't here.
Lake
The boss
also got spat on.
Lake lasted a little bit longer, and that gave me some hope. But Otto, like after doing all those bosses and being fine, and then having Otto die like maybe like 15 seconds in was like it set the tone, you know, for how things were.
Shit's
gonna go.
real.
Y'all were
Oh.
crushed, like, noticeably.
Oh, this guy's actually difficult.
Your mental took a hit.
Yeah, was not good for morale. Cause like I think you can hear me be like, I don't know if this is like a second phase, and I'm pretty sure there was a second phase.
Yeah, it spawns a bunch of mini spiders.
Yeah, but if I somehow survived to that, then I probably.
You would have probably just got swarmed.
Yeah, but maybe there's a parallel universe out there where I'm goated and defeat the spider.
There's
But
another
that's not
parallel
the same
universe
verse.
where we were gonna go to the moon and you died first.
That's true.
What
That's
the
true.
hell? What the hell? That's fucked up.
I'm sorry.
Fucked up.
Eh.
Very sad
Uh,
ending.
I can tell you that, like, in spectator chat, because we were watching, I of course had no idea what the mods were. I was just spectating, right? I too thought, like, oh yeah, they probably maybe have this, considering they did all the other bosses pretty well. So let's just see how this goes.
Oh, Otto's
And then
dead.
Otto, and it's just completely immediately get crushed.
Yeah. I'm looking at the wiki right now, and it goes from Chickn in episode 15, and then the rest of us in episode 22. Like, and there was a lot cut too, so that's like a long. It was just us three for a long time.
Yeah,
Like, hold up, actually.
I think this is a perfect
It was
time to get
what,
into the
like-
Q&A section, which we have a couple questions.
Episode 16 all the way to the finale, was it? It was just you three?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that, yeah.
Because their question was
Okay.
essentially, how many seasons did it take, especially during the final 3?
Sessions. Well,
Didn't we
I-
already discuss that? It was like, what?
It was 6.
yeah, it was 6.
3 of them were
I think
just
3 of them
you
were final
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Because you
I
had a
still have
session
my
per boss.
I still have
Luckily-
my spectator footage of that. Yeah, we did those in like a couple of days, like a 2-week interval, I think.
Yeah, October was the month of the final 3 because it was October 3rd, then 8th, and 9th.
Yeah.
Yeah, these were also just a little shorter sessions, so in total these were actually only quote unquote 4 hours, 4.5.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at too, around 4.
Yeah, 4.5
hours.
was what my spectator footage is.
I
Yeah.
also should add, if you're adding in the past attempt, since Take 1 didn't have an attempt, but Take 2 had an attempt, that's another 3 sessions added on top. So yeah, either 6 sessions for this season or 9 sessions, including the scrapped stuff. So 6 or 9. Ha ha ha. Next up was something that Quote brought up. Were there any early deaths that fell under a grace period? There were 3. Both teams had an oopsie moment. I cut around each of these. You could probably tell where they were. The auto disconnecting thing that we set up in episode 2 and 3, that was actually just Otto actually dying, but it was way too early on, and it's like, we'll just cut it as a disconnect and make a bit out
Yeah,
of it.
I think it'll be good to clarify how the rules for it worked. Basically we went with 1 hour of playtime grace period.
Before going into the dungeon, so that way when we went into the
Yeah.
dungeon, it was, you know, there were stakes. Unfortunately, I think we were a little early, but I'll get to that in a minute. For me, I died when we were surrounded by skeletons, but I cut it like, hey, let's back off for now. We didn't really get to back off for now, actually, because we kept going and pushing against the skeletons, and I got shot because I had no armor and died immediately because I was
Oh,
trying to help.
Yeah,
And y'all had to give me my shit back.
I remember that one.
The actual last death of the grace period was Quote in the mine shaft because we were a little early. He died to the spider jockey.
Yeah, I saw some diamonds, so I dropped down. And wouldn't you fucking know it, like 3 enchanted skeletons and a fucking spider jockey all just show up out of nowhere.
You thought you could escape them.
I did. I
You
tried
might
to run
feel
away.
later.
I tried to
was-
run away, and they shot through my shield and fucking killed me.
Yeah, he was. I think he was
Exactly.
at like just about like the hour mark, so we just kind of let you come back because
It
we
was
also thought it was
really-
we also thought it was a bug.
It was minute 58 of my footage, I believe. So like really close to the wire. So we just we let it pass.
That
and also, if anyone had noticed that Quote had actually died and seen his body, we probably would have went with it, I think. But like literally nobody noticed that he died.
I think
like, no one
also
ever
it was
found...
important too because we thought it was a bug because Quote was shielding and it shot through his shield, and we thought, hey, that's not how that works. But no, that was just how the mob was improved. We did not realize that till I think Lake made passing remark of it after we already brought Quote back, and I was just kind of
like when everyone was already met up at the monument. I think he made like a passing remark that like piercing skeletons are a thing that exist.
And I was just kind of sitting there thinking,
I feel like it's worth mentioning. I don't think we told anyone this until just now.
Yeah, nope. I think it was just me, Quote, and Soul knew that.
Yeah. I was thinking like did I know this? And I don't think I did.
No, we didn't tell anyone.
Yeah, we'd never told anyone because we thought it would make it for a really funny bit.
Both a funny bit, and I was kind of worried about it because I was like, we're just bringing someone back from the dungeon. Maybe not everyone would be on board with that, but it's like we also thought it was a glitch that it happened, so it's like I feel like that's okay. It wasn't a glitch. We were wrong.
We were wrong.
Yeah,
we
to
are
be
sorry.
fair,
It didn't matter in the long run anyways, because the next episode we get to the monument and then Quote dies anyways, so
it didn't matter anyways.
No.
It's not my season. Maybe next time.
Yeah. Cry, you were saying something about that there?
Yeah. I was thinking like while we were talking, while like this was being discussed, like, did I know this? And I was, because this was recorded like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So
over that technically.
I'm like, yeah, I never knew that. Like,
no, not over 2 years.
Wait, so like this was like while you were like missing, right?
Yeah, remember when you were all waiting up top? And Alex was just like, no, let's wait a little longer.
That's why I was trying to stall everybody.
And that was just me and Soul trying to get my inventory back, durability and shit.
I was in a panic trying to stall everybody from.
And then we were finally ready. Soul put me back into survival mode, and I just tried my best to act and just go, "You motherfuckers left me behind."
I mean, it worked.
And it went to that fucking insane funny moment where you have Quote screaming about being left behind, and at the same time you have, I think it is actually you, Cry, who just screams at Chickn, "Stop playing Mario Kart!" It's so bad.
Basically, all of the grace period deaths have a bit to them to kind of make it funny. But
we
for the most part, I'd like to think you cut around them pretty perfectly. You worked with them.
Yeah.
Because before editing, I had no idea what I was going to do, and I think I did that very well. How long total days, months, etc. was the series recorded? I don't remember.
I actually have it right here. My first footage, and I usually upload it.
I know the wiki has the date of like the started recording. I don't think it has the end date.
Well, I have August 22nd, 2022 to October 9th, 2022.
That
Okay.
sounds about right.
Yeah,
that matches at least my my footage files that I have.
Like a month and 2 weeks.
Yeah, about.
Which
So,
honestly pretty quick.
Yeah, they're pretty fast. Like I was really surprised when I pulled up my footage folder.
What was it? October what?
It was August 22nd to October 9th.
October 9th. 48 days.
Yeah, 48 days. That's roughly a month and a half.
Really not bad.
I didn't really feel it. Yeah, 1 month, 17 days.
Well, I'm sure 3 people dying in the first session made it a bit easier.
The editing, the releasing, it's like, oh god. I don't want to think about it too much, completely honest.
Oh yeah, honestly, yeah.
Honestly, whenever this comes out, is the true end date.
That is true.
True, actually.
Yeah, and that will have been actually like 30 years at that point.
The next question, I know exactly who asked this, is how is GB so amazing? Biased. Thank you, Kat. I love you.
You say that, yeah, all of those. Never mind.
But at the same time, I think that's a fun fact too. Is this is actually, I think after my stuff broke, I went on hiatus. So this series was recorded before Kat and I started dating, which is kind of funny.
Fucking Lamau.
After I came back from hiatus, we started dating. And it's like, you know, it's kind of funny how
the
season was all before that.
On to the
Okay,
next
question.
Next question. Was there any weapon enchant or anything else that was forbidden to use? No.
Yeah, me.
What was your favorite place to travel to? The monument. We didn't really visit it much, though.
Yeah, the monument. That's about the only thing I can say.
I liked the green dungeon. I thought that
Well,
I-
right, I believe, right? With the tree,
green one. Yeah, the green one.
the
I
green.
thought that was
The nature
cool.
dungeon.
Green.
That one where Lake almost dies to one of the random critters because it has an axe.
Oh yeah.
Favorite boss to fight. So this is literally just Cry then.
I liked the enchanted skeleton. I thought that was really cool and fair and balanced.
Lou, what was your favorite place to visit?
Wait, what?
Oh, that's true, Luke.
What was the second
I'm gonna guess the
second guy
shipwreck.
called? What was the second guy called?
The alchemist?
Yeah.
No, the summoner
Is-
was the one that was summoning stuff.
Or what did they do?
Because you guys fought the alchemist.
Wait,
then you
okay,
fought
which
the
was the one
summoner.
that had like the lava in the room?
That was the first one. That was the
Oh.
That was the alchemist, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was my favorite.
It looked like the best one, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
The summoner seemed terrifying because of all the other mobs you had to deal
Yeah,
with.
there were so many close calls in that fight.
If I do another season, I want to do something like Blue Skies, where it's like these bosses have mechanics that aren't just dragon wither or the fish, like
That one fucking fish.
I
that
was
ate.
very fucking like, I thought it was cool.
with the
watching that. I was like-
warden.
I was like, my god, what a cool boss. Like, these bosses are cool.
Yeah.
She got defended.
What would you do differently than what you have done in this run?
I would have not gotten into the cave to save Cry.
I would not have been looking away, and I would have been paying more attention to my surroundings, not trusting another teammate fully and entirely with my life.
There is probably literally nothing I could have done differently besides make Otto and Lake live with my life force, and then they probably would have known what to do. But because
I would've-
I got as far as I could get, you know, because I am not spider beating material apparently.
Lou.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Lou, are you watching the VTuber debuts?
No.
I think
God
you're watching
damn
the
you.
VTuber debuts.
Okay, so what would you have done differently? I think I know what your answer is, but
I probably would have just dug into the dungeon from the surface, strip mined the whole area. Nothing survives.
This is Minecraft after all. I don't know why people don't just
Nothing
dig.
in the rules prevented you from doing that.
I know you guys were kind of rushed into doing the dungeon, so it's like, I could see that.
Real quick, what would I do differently? I would personally try and delay Nigel for like 10 to 15 to 20 more minutes so that I had to actually fulfill my backup position and be in the season. I'm joking. I'm glad Nigel's in it.
What does the S in OSD stand for?
Should I answer this one?
Stroganoff.
It's me. I'm Soul.
Are you down?
That's what the S stands for.
Are you
I
down?
can lie down on the floor, then I'm down.
If you were to add an F into the abbreviation, where would you put it?
After the O.
At the start, and I would make it funny when soul down.
I would put it at the end. One soul down, fuckers!
I would
Make
have
it
put it.
edgy.
I would have put it after the O. One fucking soul down.
Really? You could fucking one soul down. One fucking soul down. One soul fucking down. One soul down, fuckers!
How
One
about
soul down.
one fun soul down?
No. Since it was asked earlier, too, Chickn, what was up with his grand adventure? He actually did not record at all. He just literally joined the recording late. Chicken's grand adventure was a bit that I came up with, and that TJ helped me. It was very funny because it's just like, there's a location I noticed on the map. I don't remember what it was. I had already died at that point, and I'm like, whatever. What's over this way? And just off the shore of where we were at, I noticed all this like cool trail, and I was like, I want to use this in the actual season, but we can't. No one's gonna go this way. And I was like, but what if Chickn saw it?
So was Chickn just not there?
He was not there at all. He didn't even show up for the recording.
Did Chickn not even go on the adventure?
No.
I gotta take a little bit of
It was
credit
a lie!
because I remember when like I knew Chickn wasn't gonna be there for part of it. I wanted to like make it easier.
I will say,
like the like, so it didn't actually look like Chickn just wasn't there. And I'm pretty sure I said at some point, like, oh, Chickn, he's just off on his own adventure.
Well, what I mean by it
worked.
is, you kept talking about his great adventure, and I was wondering how to pull it together. I'm just saying the path he took and everything, that was my idea.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, that was just a completely unexplored area that I wanted to show in the trailer at some point. I'm like, you know what, fuck it, let's show an Illager outpost, show this giant fucking glacier wall. And it's like, so Kat and I just got on the server at one point. I was just like, just run. I'll record you, just run. Just follow the path I have set.
You
She's
know-
like, okay, so that's what we did.
Chickn not being here reminds me. I wonder what Chicken's doing off on his adventure right now.
I think that's good for the Q&A. How about the lore? The lore!
The lore, I'm not involved with this.
I just think it's cool.
It is cool.
No, Yuri is cool.
What? Oh, thank you.
I had a general idea for it for a while. While we were recording, I had no clue how I wanted to do it yet. I wanted it to tie into the next season somehow. But I wasn't sure how to go about it. So, at some point, I just had the idea of, like, I teased that there was this, like, malicious entity in One Soul Down. Who is this? And I was like, okay, we need to do something with that. That's when, Topin's character got involved into, you know, the earliest sighting being, well, first in the trailer with one of his lines being reversed. But his first actual appearance was in the Nether when you guys dropped the map and actually found the map and went and followed the map to the monument. And yeah, you guys even kind of said from the beginning, well, not the beginning, I showcased it in your trip home after the tree, how you guys were like, what if it's bad that we complete the monument? And it was like, that was always the idea. This was a horrible idea. You should not be completing the monument. It is not what you'd want to be doing.
But it's fun.
Yeah, no, it is fun. It's just, it's funny how it's like, you guys completely discerned the whole idea of what I had set up with this monument. In just that one conversation back.
Maybe we're the bad guys.
Maybe we're the bad guys.
Because my idea was going to be, like, if you survived, would you have had to fight this malicious entity trying to get access to the monument?
I don't know what I have.
I wasn't sure. I'm gonna be completely honest. Was it gonna be a situation where you guys just... Because you guys kind of joked about, oh, we're just gonna fuck off and do our own thing anyway. And, like, I left a notebook there that was like, please don't leave this place unguarded. And then you guys would be like, nah, and then leave this place unguarded so that it would play out the exact same way. Just you're just kind of out there chilling.
Didn't you actually, like, write out that whole notebook and placed it in the fucking chest?
It was like 5 pages, yeah.
I remember us doing something like that when we were building that, like, basement room after the first session. We built the whole thing. You made it kind of look like a fucking Risk of Rain 2 teleporter kind of thingy. And we, like, placed some end gear game as a pseudo reward for beating the whole thing. Down there in that fucking place. In the off chance that y'all would make it.
Yeah, there's a bunch of end gear stuff, and I was like, oh. I was on hand and ready, because in case only one of you lived, or 2 of you lived, I would just destroy the armor stands as you guys went. Like,
yeah.
Oh, someone died, destroyed one.
There was also a
God.
really short moment that was, I think, completely cut, where it was, I believe it was Lake and Otto, where it's just those two, like, in a cave on the overworld.
They almost dug into the monument.
They almost dug into that part of the monument, and they just barely missed it.
There was a little chasm, like, right under it, and they went and followed that chasm, and it's like, holy fuck.
Yeah,
That
we
was
were
really
sweating
close
bullets.
to being bad.
We were sweating bullets in Spectator. It was funny.
Because they were digging right under this, like, right next to the lava bridge room in the epilogue,
Yeah.
the staircase, and I'm like, Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it, you bastards.
And then it just kind of went around, and I was like, okay, good. And then they kind of went up from the surface from the ravine over in the fall territory that was, that quote, originally claimed and decided not to build in.
Yeah.
Do you think things would have played differently if you just built in the fall biome and not went over to us, quote?
Life could have been so good.
Maybe I would have built anything but a box. I swear to God, I could build. Look, I built a manor on my Minecraft like stream server. I could build, please.
Just actually live to build.
Goldenbrawler can't build is like the thing the
Become
community
Bob the
thinks. It's like, no, I can. See, look, there's the banner. I can do it. I promise.
And how many streams did it take you to build that one?
Also, I actually had a fairly decent-sized house planned that I actually did use. I did use that build in... I had a bit when Lake was talking about Endermen just aggroing randomly. I just sat in my house and I had an Enderman outside and I was just waiting for it to happen and I was just walking around and it just eventually aggroed and it actually fucking scared me. The lore could be interesting. I'm deciding how I want to go about it yet, because I like how it went down with Topin Fuzz having a chance to voice stuff and it being like there's a little bit of a story going on in the background, but outside of the gameplay.
What I like about it is that it wasn't intrusive. It wasn't interrupting the series to just be like, hey, look at this. That doesn't really matter much. It's like kind of out of the way. Like if it's there, if you want to engage with it.
Yeah.
And if you don't give a shit, you still got a cool hardcore to watch.
Yeah, and if you do give a shit, you get free teasers for what's next.
I think it was fun to do, but if people really didn't like those two characters, if they didn't like any of what I set up with it, then maybe I'll just leave it as a sort of like little teaser at the end of each season to kind of tease what's next. Even that, having that connective tissue, I found out I really enjoyed with the diamond in Goldenbrawler Hardcore, kind of connecting every season. Like the final 3 seasons of Goldenbrawler Hardcore be interconnected by that one diamond with all the portraits and being like, who's gonna fill out this whole diamond thing? You know, that was cool. And it's like I want to expand on that and give it like lore.
Yeah.
I think we're nearing the end though, unless you have anything you want to add with the epilogue stuff.
Yeah, I think this is pretty much the end. I guess like the one thing we do say is like, what's next? Risk of Rain 2, right?
Oh yeah, Risk of Rain 2. That is coming fairly soon. I will say it definitely was recorded before this season released, so that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's been
Hopefully
kind of
you guys will be seeing it before 2025.
You
I was
guys,
gonna say it's in editing phase.
yes.
I
have the footage. It's in editing phase. Let me cook.
Failure.
Just let this man's cook, and it'll maybe exist before the next year, so that we avoid another 3-year or however long it was hiatus. Right,
Joke's
guys?
on you. I'll double it.
Nah, Goldenbrawler's gonna go EP.
I also need to go EP. I actually have work at 6 a.m. tomorrow.
So I think if we're done on
sacrifice
epilogues,
for the Golden Brother podcast.
the last bit I can think of is everyone gets to promote their stuff. What do you think of One Soul Down, and what did you think of this CTM-styled mayhem that was a Minecraft season?
I mean, I thought the season was pretty fun. I enjoyed working on it. The portraits were a joy to make. Even if I knew I was like following up on the steps of someone else, which was interesting for me personally. Is like, you know, you go in with a certain expectation. I feel going into something like this. After someone else has already like laid a groundwork, essentially that your stuff is going to get compared to no matter what.
You just took it in a new style, and I think that's better than trying to emulate the
yeah.
past. Or
I was gonna say, frankly, I'm glad I went into the direction I did instead of like at all trying to emulate what was done before. I just kind of did my thing, and I believe people are happy with it, so it's gonna be what we're rolling with.
yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, season was recorded. I love the editing. There were a lot of steps up that we've discussed. I'm hyped to work on the next stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Christ.
I was here. Thank you for having me, Goldenbrawler. Please watch my hardcore that I made a few months ago called Hardcore and iCryInMySleep documentary. I put a lot of work into it, and I need people to watch it. So that's my promo for this segment. Thank you, Goldenbrawler.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah,
I think out of everybody we added, I was like, you've been like a requested guest since Minecraft 1 of GBHC. Like, this was bound to happen eventually, because I always wanted to have you on. It's just a matter of when I can fit you in.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I guess.
It's an
everyone
honor
just
having you.
Loves me.
Real.
Has a smile on my face.
Cry behind you.
Wait, what? Oh, you got me. You got me.
You got him.
You got me.
I thought you were just gonna be like, and then leave.
Okay, wait, no,
Cut out.
we gotta try that again. Okay, quote.
Cry behind you.
It actually sounded like it was dying. I could take it. I'll take it.
I'll take it.
How do I even begin with this? For me, like, it's nice to make a season that's not
You're
just...
already on the channel.
I know. Shut up. But, like, it's nice to make a season and have more people actually treating it fucking seriously for once.
Yeah, it's pretty cool seeing Goldenbrawler Hardcore not be the meme season anymore.
Yeah,
it feels like it feels like One Soul Down's actually being like, it's a big thing now.
And people see that it's like, hey, this is a really good watch.
Before it was just kind of like, I don't know, it kind of just got a lot of rap for some reason.
I think it was because of the early phase, which was like, maybe not the first Minecraft season, but the first Terraria and Mine Z was kind of...
The Dark Ages.
Because I didn't cut anything out of Terraria and Mine Z, it was just a fucking joke, but when we came back with Minecraft 2 onwards,
like
I
the
started
game.
to improve. People didn't really see that as much, but now it's One Soul Down. It's
Yeah,
soft
first
reboot.
impressions matter a lot.
Yeah, and this is new.
Yeah, that's
this is
fair.
first impressions yet again, and this is a
Or at
great
least
start.
not that much.
I'd like to think you did good reintroducing yourself.
I have nothing to promote.
Promote something you like. What do you like right now?
You can even say anything about the season. You're just like, I have nothing to promote. That is all you have to say about the season. Really? I mean, I know you died early, but come on.
I'm gonna be honest. I am listening to to a VTuber debut in the background. However, I am
Promote
mostly
that.
falling asleep.
Promote that right now. Promote the stream. Promote the new HoloLive group. Promote
The debute's gonna be over when this comes out.
She's gonna have been like a member.
hate this podcast.
Promote Cecilia Immergreen right now.
She is green.
She's fucking
but,
green.
but no, I've been passing out during this too, which is why I've been so quiet. I didn't really get to experience the season much, so hopefully next time that won't be the case. And I, again, have nothing to promote.
Well,
Hi, I'm Quote is Cool. I stream sometimes, every Tuesday and every Friday, as Goldenbrawler is now learning again.
like when Paper
Not
Mario
Tuesday and
is.
Saturday, Tuesday and Friday at the exact same time One Soul Down drops. Or it used to be, but now it's an hour before. No, it's an hour after.
I don't
No, wait.
Mine is Tuesday and Saturday.
I hate daylight savings.
You don't do them. You're Arizonan.
Yeah, but they fuck me over more than it fucks people who use it. I play video games, mainly Call of Duty Zombies, and right now Stardew Valley.
11 p.m. Central European Time, if I'm correct.
Look, I can't go any later, or
For my fellow European buds.
I can't go any earlier. I don't want to stream at noon. I want to have some time to myself. Who knows? Maybe one of these days I'll get back to making videos. No promises. Oh yeah, also, I thought this was a cool time being here. I'm very disappointed in myself for wasting such a golden opportunity. I will be back with a vengeance. Maybe. I don't know if I actually am, but maybe. Maybe someday, if I do get to come back, it will be with a vengeance. There, how about that?
If GB allows it.
If he allows it, yes.
We will see. I will put your application through the machine, and we'll see what it says.
What kind of machine is it? It's a shredder.
Owned.
For those who couldn't make it to the post show, and for those who had to leave early, their socials will be on screen now. Again, I want to have a huge shout out to everyone who joined. This season took a long time, and I really want to make sure everyone who was casted in this and put time into this and had their stuff featured in that, whatever, you know, I want to make sure they get the fair shake for their contribution to the first season of One Soul Down. And thank you for tuning in this far, this season and the post show. I really appreciate it. Okay, so this last bit's about the thank yous and shout outs. So yeah, there's everyone behind the scenes, like Soul. Again,
Huh?
you were the portrait artist, and Lou was the overlay artist. I'm not gonna promote the thumbnail artist. He does editing too, I think. He's got horns and some stuff. I don't know. It's me. Whatever.
Yeah.
Then we got the musicians like Cheshire, who did the Madness Combat soundtrack. I still don't know how to pronounce their name. Forgive me, but Ultra Tristron, I believe is how Ultra Christ. I'm trying.
There's a K in that. Ultra
Klystron, yes.
I think.
I got it the first time. And then Kamix, all having some musical stuff in here. You got Topin and Fuzz and David all coming in with the voice work. David narrating, and then Topin and Fuzz voicing the two at the end. Everybody did a fucking fantastic job. You had Loof coming in, really spicing up the split up arc with the dungeon segment. Definitely give props to Loof. And then the rest are draft watchers and additional helpers who helped out with some of the spec shots that we couldn't get. Or, you know, just help with editing suggestions. We've got Kat, TJ, and Sai. And yeah, next up, Risk of Rain 2. Keep an eye out for that. I won't say anything about it, just let's see how it ties into this season, huh? Yeah.
It'll be real fun. See y'all there.
Oh, you like Risk of Rain in Minecraft.
And now, if you'll excuse me, I have another fucking season I gotta pound out, like, directly after this. Well, first I gotta edit this, and then I have to do that, but, like, that's a whole process, and, like, I don't...